Hi, welcome in. I am mortemmundi, and today I'll be reminiscing my hardcore world as I build a monstrosity that ended it all. Now, do forgive me, this is not my usual voice. I have been sick for the past 2 months straight, and I've been trying to film this video for 2 weeks straight, and I haven't been able to. So it's been a whirlwind over here, but let's get into the video, yeah? For the farm design, I ended up going with the Waddles Creeper farm, which will be linked down in the bio. Now, if you stuck around this long, grab your coffee, grab a snack, because we're gonna be yapping, we're gonna be reminiscing. And you're probably wondering, what do you mean by reminiscing? So this build, initially, a couple of years ago, I ended up building it in hardcore. It was my first hardcore world ever, and I had lasted about 256 days. And I was running out of rockets, and finally I decided, you know what? I've never built a mob farm before. So might as well build a creeper farm as my first mob. who would have thought that that would be a good idea, right? But I ended up doing it anyways. At the time, I was really proud of myself for accomplishing something this big and something this detailed, which doesn't really show in the video because this is a recreation, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I had to speed this up because I was looking at my own images and I don't know what I did, because earlier this year my whole PC ended up being corrupted, and I had forgotten that Minecraft doesn't save your worlds. And so after I had died, obviously I had saved this world as a spectator because I had builds in there that I wanted to recreate, and that was gone. So the only images that I have are now available on my Reddit, which are really low quality images. So it took me a hot minute trying to figure out how high it was or how many blocks I had to spare so then the little corners matched. It was a lot. But aside from spending half of my time trying to figure out how to connect each corner and follow up each layer, I am really genuinely proud of recreating this. Obviously, I would have changed a couple things now that I think I've grown as a builder, considering some of the stylistic choices my past self took were definitely not something I would do now. I am a little bit more extravagant, if I want to say so myself. But to be fair, I'm not saying I'm the greatest builder. I'm just saying that there's definitely more ways of making this a little bit more realistic. I kind of had a vision back then, and that vision did come through. It was Pandoga. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. I am genuinely I apologize. But a pagoda on an island, and I achieved it. Obviously now I would definitely make that island slightly different, and I would make the corners different. I would make it so it's not so symmetrical, because something about me, I don't build some symmetry. I something about it just doesn't help me out. It doesn't, what does Marie Kondo say, make me happy. So it is not something I just do. No, I love it's asymmetry. Is that the right word? I'm not entirely sure, but I am proud nonetheless of finishing this, even if it took me 38 hours. And you know what? I feel like if I wasn't sick, if I didn't have a migraine half the time, I probably would have made it faster. And if I genuinely didn't spend almost 18 hours trying to do corners, I probably would have definitely done this better. And you will notice here that I tear down some of the layers so much because I realized later on that, hey, you kind of did that wrong, don't you think? I died halfway through recording that clip, so I don't even know what I said towards the end. But essentially, I did tear down a couple layers here because this is what the foundation for the next 3 layers will be. Whatever is being made here will be repeated until the last layer. I should probably note here that if you're here for the tutorial and not for the yapping, there is a schematic that's going to be posted on my bio. That way you can download it so you can build it yourself and make it literally your own. I kept it very simple. I didn't add the designs that I initially did, as I want people to have the choice to build whatever they want around it. If they want to keep it without the foliage, just keep it without the foliage. If you want to add the foliage, then just spam them leaves. What can I say? Now, each layer going forward will be exactly the same, with the corners being slightly different than the one below. You will notice that I did have to go back down because I ended up finding out that I think the corners weren't right. So yeah, that was a fun experience on my end, I will say. If you build this, whether in survival or hardcore or creative, it's still a huge accomplishment considering how large of a scale of a building it is, and you should applaud yourself. Any type of building like this, it's just insane. There's a lot of people who might not be able to do it, but if you're afraid of also building and you're like, where to start, just look at inspiration. Also, looking at a tutorial, this whole discourse on TikTok about tutorial final boss, who cares? It's a sandbox game. Build however you want. Build whatever you want. You want to paste the building that someone else made? Do that. It's your world. Why does someone else have an opinion on it? You know what I mean? I also want to point out that this is my first time ever using replay mod in Limatica in general. I spent, I think, not a month, oh my goodness, I spent a week and a half trying to figure out everything, only to record it all and then almost giving myself a headache. So I apologize in advance, because yeah, I think the camera was a little excessive, but I also gave myself a timeline and I did not want to go back. And honestly, I kind of like it. I do enjoy the way it looks. But if you have any recommendations on what not to do, please tell me. I would love that. It's kind of funny looking back at me building, and then this mod is kind of nice, I will say. Like you see the gears turning, you know what I mean? Ooh, we're heading into the ceiling. Actually, the ceiling was something that I really enjoyed building, and recreating it was fun. Also, I learned how to set time and day and how to clear weather forever, and I didn't know that was a thing. Like I didn't know that was a command that you could do until I started filming this video. Now, I know that this video is more of a yapping session than a tutorial in itself, and that's simply because I've never made a tutorial before. I don't even know how to tell you how to build this. Doing it myself, looking at myself doing it again, I'm just like, I don't remember doing any of this. I don't even remember the dimensions. And when I was building this, I was just doing it to test out the mods themselves. But then I actually ended up falling in love with the way it turned out, which is why I was just like, you know what, let's just make a video and you have a timeline. And I made myself challenged. Like, not only did I challenge myself to make a Limatica of this building, but I also challenged myself to make a video. And then I looked at the amount of minutes that was in the video and I'm like, what am I supposed to talk about for 11 minutes? I don't even know what to say. But obviously being a yapper kind of helps me out because I can just come up with anything, and I guess people think I'm funny too. I don't know. I don't think I'm funny sometimes, but essentially I do really hope you guys are enjoying this video, and if not, that's all right. That's your choice. Also, if you see the little square there, I don't know how to remove that. I genuinely was looking at, oh, look at that. That's where I was fixing the corners because I figured out that I did it wrong. So if you don't know how to download Limatica or don't know how to use it either, I will leave the video that I watched in the description for you guys to download as well, so you can at least figure it out how to do it. I don't know. This is hard, man. Why did I do this? with the last layer being done, I think this is when I truly started struggling. At first, I was like, oh, the ceiling's gonna be really easy because it's a square. But you know how it is. If you're a builder, you understand that square built ceilings are difficult. How are you meant to make a square ceiling look good, right? So I think I spent a lot of time tearing it all down because I didn't know how many steps it was. And then I was mistaking the blocks each time, so I had to like recount them, I had to re-put them in, and then I couldn't figure it out. But once I did, I got into a flow state and I ended up making, I think, one of the best ceilings I have ever made. And if you look at it from this side, doesn't it look like a heart? Isn't that so cute? Oh, I think that's so adorable. But yeah, I think with ceilings, I've been having a lot of fun. Ever since I built this, I think this is what inspired me to discover new ceiling designs. And ever since then, I've been doing that, incorporating it into my builds. And that's awkward. Why are we doing there? But that practically concludes the whole pagoda building. Looks pretty easy, right? It's all symmetrical, so it shouldn't be that hard. But now let's get into the fun part, terraforming. Now, listen here. I am not the greatest at terraforming. Like, that is the one thing that I genuinely am like, people, I don't know how you guys do it. Like, it's math. I'm not good at math. So I did end up challenging myself with this version. The first version that I made, it had been a little too short and a little too, how would I say this? Ugly. It was ugly. I didn't think it would support the building itself. And so I made it differently this time around. This is the one thing that I did change because I genuinely could not figure out how to recreate an island that I had made like 2 years before, so a new one it is. With the island being so big, this is definitely not a starting base. So I think the dirt itself was like 3,000 dirt, something like that. So I recommend mixing in some different stones in there, just to make it so you don't have to place 3,000 blocks of just dirt. But yeah, the island was really fun to build. It's definitely one that I will be recreating my own survival world now. And I can't wait to connect several farms up there to make it a little floating island. And I don't know if you're like me, but I'm all over the place. I genuinely cannot keep my concentration. So instead of filling the island up, I started placing the glow berries because I wanted to see how it would look like. And honestly, it actually, I was enjoying it. I just covered all of my mistakes up. And then a floating island isn't a floating island without some water, right? So yeah, I added that too. And I won't lie to you, I genuinely saved myself with the asymmetrical island because having the pagoda being so symmetrical and then having this random island just being wonky, it made the whole entire atmosphere phenomenal. And I really, really am proud of how how it ended. Oh, I forgot to add the lanterns. Oh, and I just noticed a mistake. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? It's a little late now, no? I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye bye.